Hello everyone and welcome to an all-new edition of the North Country Spotlight, which is here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora exclusively and presented by Chick-fil-A Watertown, 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York. And we are here with team members of Chick-fil-A Watertown all throughout the year. I have Tristyn Walker here with me today. Tristyn, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you, bud?
I'm doing well. First and foremost, I have to ask you this because we were talking off the air before we got started. You have very visible tattoos, some fun things. You have Rick and Morty. Show everybody, turn and show, we got to show the neck here. The Rick and Morty tattoo on the neck. So let's start there because you're wearing a Rick and Morty hat too. Why are you such a Rick and Morty fan?
I absolutely love the show. Positive, it's creativity, and Rick just doesn't let anything hold him back. He's got his sidekick, which is his grandson, Morty. Yeah. And Morty is just the adventurer type. Never knows when to say no to his grandpa because he's always in it for the adventure. And that kind of reminds me of me. I've gone across country, born and raised in Idaho, moved to Washington for about a year and a half, and then I got the opportunity from a friend of a friend to come down this way. Yeah. And I was like, you know what, better idea than to pack up all of my stuff and move 2,800 miles away for absolutely no reason.
Yeah. So, I mean, what made you do it? Like you said, Rick and Morty, it inspires you because it's like you. It parallels the fact that, you know, they're not scared to go out and go for an adventure. You haven't been scared to go out and go for an adventure. So why? Why are you such an adventurer? Why are you willing to try new things?
A lot of it's, you know, I've had some past history. Growing up wasn't the greatest. I've been just trying to find the light, you know, throughout my whole entire life, and I've always felt stuck in one place. And so I felt like the only way to do that is to try to find something new. And over the course of several years, after I turned 18, I'd go on these small adventures with just random friends that I had picked up along the years, and we always just had so much fun together. Yeah. And so I decided, you know, I'm just gonna, every waking moment, I'm not gonna ever say no. If I get an opportunity to go to an amusement park or the beach or go camping with someone, I'm not gonna say no. You know, I've left some jobs to go on these adventures, but it's so cool because I've always one-upped. I've never really lost much going on all these adventures. You know, you've traveled a lot, as you mentioned prior to this video. Yeah. And you feel the same way? You know, as you progress through going all through these ventures, different states, different people, different meetings, you build some sort of relationship, not only with yourself, but other people as well. Yeah. Like the whole world sees you as a completely different person because you're putting yourself out there. I love to help people. I absolutely love to help people, and that's what made me come here.
So you said a lot of different things there. You said, you know, growing up was tough. What adversity did you have that you learned from?
You mean like situation, like
just how you grew up, what's kind of made you who you are, those moments, because we all go through tough moments.
So I grew up without a dad. He passed away when I was 10.
Sorry to hear that.
No one really understands why, you know, things kind of happen. My mom wasn't the greatest representation of someone who should raise a child. But, you know, since then we have this awesome relationship. I actually just bought her a plane ticket to come up. She comes up next Saturday.
That's awesome.
So it's crazy, and that's been a work in progress for years. Yeah, Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana, okay.
So, being able to do something like that after so many years of not feeling like I was a part of something, that I didn't have a family, I didn't have very many people to talk to, is such a cool thing to do. And it was just because I was upfront and honest with her, you know. I just told her how I felt, which a lot of people fail to do in society now, is to be able to express themselves in a positive manner so that way they can get through these hardships. And that's one thing I love about the owner over here. Merritt Brady is such a kind soul. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. He will take the shirt and the pants off his being just to give to someone. It doesn't matter who you are. And I've experienced that in several ways, and a lot of other staff here and employees that work for him has had the opportunity of experiencing that as well. Yeah. I don't believe it's just Chick-fil-A. I think it's just the whole aura around the whole entire company about trying to spread the peace, the love, and being the #1 caring company within the area.
And you said that, being honest with your mom improved your relationship today, and that being honest is what a lot of people don't do. How did you find the courage to be honest?
That was a very, very hard journey. I still struggle with it every day. I think I finally just hit that hard spot in my life where I just didn't want to take one step forward and two step back anymore.
Yeah.
I was tired of losing progress with myself. I have 2 kids. Neither of them are with me, but I still talk with them. We FaceTime each other. I still support them. And I think that just a lot of the things that have happened in my life, I just don't want to happen to other people. So I want to lead by example and be a representation that even though life might be hard, you can still find ways to get through it.
And you talked about how your dad passed away when you were younger. How have you learned how to be a dad? Where have you learned it from?
I'm still learning. I really
you always
am.
will.
You're not wrong there. I've always taken responsibilities on. I've helped a lot of women get clean away from drugs and alcohol, and a lot of them had kids, and their families absolutely loved me. So I was able to step in respectively and help with those situations.
Yeah.
So I think most of my experience is literally taking on other people's kids for them with their hardships and learning how to parent through that. A lot of people like me because I'm just straightforward and I'm honest, and whether they like my response or not, I think just the blunt honesty of things makes them respect me that much more as a person. So they had no problem giving me their grandsons or their daughter or their son. And in return, due to some hardships at the very beginning with my own kids, I was able to fulfill my own need, not having them in my life at that given time. So that helped a ton as well. It helped me not feel like I was lost in life, and it gave me new hope that things would get better. And over the course of the last year, things have gone just amazing, like so many different aspects of my life.
Would you attribute some of that getting better over the past year to what it's been like to be here at Chick-fil-A Watertown?
100%. I think that moving not only to this town, but moving and coming to this job was a huge help to not only the energy that I give myself and to others, but also my mindset. I've been in some very dark places, and I don't wish that anybody would be in those places. And coming here, I'll share experience. I lost a cousin, got hit by a truck about 6 months ago, and I was having a really rough time, and I had nowhere else to go, and I didn't really know a whole lot of people at the time. I drove straight here. Kayla Russell, which is one of our SSLs, she's a team lead. She pulled me in the back in the office for 5 or 10 minutes. Didn't bother letting anybody know. She's like, "Come here, like just talk. Let me know what I can do to help you." So being able to have a group of people that not only you work with, but are your friends, your family, and that they listen, just means so much. Because I haven't had a lot of that.
You smile, talking with you before we got on the air, positive, you have fun. You said you haven't been surrounded by a lot of that love. So where does the love come from within you? Why does it come out of you? Because, like you said, if you're not surrounded by it, some people feel like they need that outside source, they need to have that love. But as much as you've gone through hardship in your life, I can feel from you that you have a childlike spirit, and you smile and you enjoy things. So where does that come from? Why do you love yourself? Why are you said you were chasing a light, but Tristyn, I would challenge you to say you've been chasing something that's been inside you the whole time.
And you're not the first person to tell me that, to be completely fair. I think it's just self-esteem. It's just a lifelong of being treated a certain way. And I live under the philosophy that I don't want other people to feel how I felt.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing exactly what I need to be by helping others and putting myself out there, and I used to give too much of myself, and now I've cut that back, and I feel like I've got it on a level playing field. And I want other people to see that the world still has good people, like really good people who actually genuinely care and see people for who they are. And if I sacrifice some of my energy, my time, or even some of my money from time to time to make sure that someone else feels loved, then I think that that's worth it. And I don't care what anybody has to say. This world's got too many people who see the negative first before the positive.
Yeah, and I love that, because you're celebrating the positive. You're trying to be the positive. It would be easy to go through adversity and use it as a crutch and say, I can't be a nice person because nobody was nice to me. I went through hardships. But you're being nicer to people than maybe people were to you. Does that give you a sense of peace? Do you feel like you're doing God's work? Because it's, like you said, so many people take the negative, but you're sitting here telling me today repeatedly, I've been through hell, but I'm trying to bring heaven. You're not trying to give somebody hell. You're not trying to pay that negative forward. So where does all of this come from? Why are you happy to help other people?
You know, it's a struggle every day. I struggle with my self-worth on a daily basis. But helping other people is what brings me happiness. Seeing the reaction, seeing the progress that other people make. Call that God's will or just intuition and a sixth sense. I'm knowing that other people are just going through that struggle. I don't actively attend church, but I do believe in faith. I do believe that that's where I get the energy, because I can't possibly describe how I keep moving forward with even the thoughts and the things that I struggle with. That daily struggle will never go away, but if I keep faith in just the situation or in God, I believe that I can keep pushing forward. And I think that by doing that, I in return get energy from other people as well.
Yeah.
And that recharges my system to be able to continue to do the work that I do for other people. I'm constantly working. I never stop. I'm remodeling a house for a family friend's daughter who is going through a crisis right now. I'm doing stuff. I live off the grid. I help people out there. I'm constantly going out to do services. I look at people's dishwashers. I fix sinks. I do, I say I'm a jack of all trades, but a master of none, because my work is mostly free, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have so many expectations, and higher power, they don't expect anything but you to return that love to other people.
Yeah.
That is the only expectation, is to spread the word of God and to make sure that other people understand what that word of God means.
Yeah, your soul is your currency. It's a reason why there's no money in heaven. It's literally whatever you've downloaded in there that God's going to look at.
Exactly. You go with your peace of mind and your thoughts. You don't go with possessions. And I think that's what people fail to realize. I have a really nice vehicle. It's taken a really long time to get there, but I can't bring that with me. The knowledge is what I can bring with me.
Yeah.
The help that I've given other people, the feelings, the positive energy that I've made other people feel is what they bring with them.
Yeah.
And it's just this never-ending tide of ripples that keep just going from people to people.
So as one of the final notes, Tristyn, with you helping everybody, how do you daily do something for yourself? How do you learn to love yourself?
I don't even have an answer for that, to be completely honest. I find time working on my Jeep, something to show for it. That's where it's my outlet on life and its daily struggles. I'm still going through a lot, and I have no problem admitting that. I know that one day soon I'll be able to have an answer, not just for other people, but more for myself.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, I might have that answer already. I'm just overlooking. My self-esteem is just getting in the way of overlooking that. And that's one more thing that I love about this. There's just so many people here, that they notice. I don't know how many times, in the last few weeks, people have come up to me, hey, are you all right? Or gone up to other people, are you all right? We'll send people home. We'll give people moments to themselves, go step outside, take a moment, take this phone call. It's not like most jobs.
Yeah.
It really is a family. We still have our expectations and stuff, but loving other people is how I love myself. And I don't think that'll ever change.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. Loving other people is how I love myself. I think the one thing that I found peace in, because I've struggled too with a lot of things, I think when you think about life as every day is a page in a book that you're writing, at the end of your life, would you want to read your own book, or would you be ashamed of it? And I think if you treat every day like you're writing something, you'll live days better, you'll live it brighter, and you'll love yourself and love others more, because if God sat down at the end of your life and said, let's read it, hopefully that would make people want to write a better story.
Exactly. That's why I try my best to lead by example. So that way when other people write their chapter, they're not repeating the same thing that I just got them writing down.
Yeah, Tristyn Walker. Doing a lot of great things here. Even if you don't fully know it, start to know it, all right?
I promise.
Last word is yours. What do you want the North Country and the community to know? If you could say anything to them, what would you say?
I'd say enjoy your life while you can. Live a little. Things will pass by you every day, but take every possible moment to just eat up those opportunities if they come your way. Don't say no. Find a way around it. Love yourself and just continue to love other people. Things will come around and you'll appreciate yourself for that. Everybody needs help.
We do. Every single person needs help. We were meant to be a community, not individual, but to be individuals of a greater group, a greater good. A puzzle needs every piece to be complete. So with that being said, Tristyn Walker, myself, Dan Tortora, this is a North Country Spotlight for Chick-fil-A Watertown's fantastic team members, brought to you exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. As always, folks, God bless, no stress, do your best. Talk soon. Be good.